what are some of the common signs of heartworm disease, so that, if you're worried about your pet, you want to know, like, what am I supposed to be looking for? So coughing is a very prominent common sign that they would have in early stages of heartworm disease. Now, every dog that's coughing does not have heartworm disease, so don't panic. Dogs cough for many different reasons, but in this case we're talking about heartworm disease and the fact that it can cause coughing in your dog. It's usually a dry honking cough where it sounds like they're gagging and trying to get rid of something. But again, not every coughing dog is a heartworm positive dog. But if your dog is persistently coughing, then you want to contact your veterinarian to try to figure out, make sure that your dog is either tested and then put on prevention. What are the signs, common signs? Exercise intolerance, which is basically a fancy name that your dog just gets tired really easily. You would notice that your dog is usually like, running around and happy, but now it's just very reluctant to move. And when you say come play with the ball or whatever, the dog is like, okay, whatever, I'll talk to you later type of thing. So, or they do try to play and then they get really worn out pretty fast. So exercise intolerance is also a common sign of that condition. What else? Similar to the exercise intolerance, they're fatigued, they're lethargic, they're just tired. Why? The pump's not working properly because they have heartworms clogging it, varying degrees. So they're just really super tired, and the body is trying to compensate for that by dialing down the activity. What else? Weight loss. Now, if this goes on for a long time, undetected and of course untreated, the dog's going to lose weight because the heart's not doing what it's supposed to do. It's not pumping properly to all the vital organs, and as a result of that, the dog loses weight because it's a debilitating disease. In really severe cases, come Lola, come Baba, come over here, here, come, come, good girl. In very debilitated, say hello to the camera, Lolita, Lolita, say hello, Ita Baba, say hello, Baba. Yeah, sorry. So in very severe cases, you'll have a dog that can collapse from breathing difficulties. Your dog can actually die from a heart attack. I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm trying to tell you the real part of it. Heartworm disease is a real thing. Lots of people, even in Florida, where mosquitoes are all the way all year round, they don't have their dogs on heartworm prevention. So that's a big deal. Why is this condition dangerous? We kind of touched on that a little bit. It causes damage to the heart and lungs. Like, those two are vital organs. The dog don't got a heart, it can't live. No lungs, peace out, bye. So it damages these very vital organs in varying degrees, and it's a progressively debilitating disease. So, it's 100% preventable. So let's do that for our pets and be responsible. The good news, prevention is 100% if you follow the rules for the prevention. So there are different methods for prevention. You can have oral tablets. You can have tablets that even combine with flea and tick prevention, so your dog can be protected from heartworm. There's even ProHeart 6 and ProHeart 12, which are both injections in case you're somebody that's not going to remember every month to give your dog something. So ProHeart 12, you can give your dogs a ProHeart 6 injection, and that injection prevents heartworm disease for 6 months. Likewise, ProHeart 12. So there's really no excuse to not have your dog on heartworm prevention, because trust me, if your dog does get heartworm, God forbid, it's a devastating disease for your pet, and it's extremely expensive, time consuming, and mentally stressful to treat. So let's go ahead and put our dogs on prevention. Testing. It is generally recommended for us to have our dogs tested for heartworms once a year. If you skip doses, you can continue to give the heartworm prevention, but the animal should look at Lola. The animal should probably be tested sooner than the 12-month mark, just to make sure that we're not preventing a dog that already has heartworm disease. So testing, again, speak to your veterinarian. I'm not your veterinarian, but I am a veterinarian. So speak to your veterinarian about heartworm prevention and testing and the rules and how they do their protocols. But in general, it's once a year for testing, as well as, she just wants me to scratch her back. I wrote my train thought. So it's generally once a year for testing, and she's just not. It's okay, Baba, you can stay. So again, heartworm disease, the worms live in the heart. In summary, the worms live in the heart. They can cause significant and definitely life-threatening damage to your dog's heart and lungs. It's 100% preventable, and there is readily available, relatively cheap, I would say, testing that your veterinarian can do in the hospital to give you an answer right away. The test runs for about 8 minutes, and you can get an answer. Hopefully your dog is negative, and then they can be put back on prevention, and all is well. And then you can go on with your dog doing whatever every day, and your dog is significantly prevented from heartworm. So in closing, talk to your vets about heartworm testing, heartworm prevention. If your dog is not on heartworm prevention yet, it is your responsibility as a responsible dog owner to make sure your dog is. And by the way, this is not for a season, this is for life. If you live in a state that has seasons like winter and fall where the mosquito population is slim to none, speak to your veterinarian and let them guide you accordingly. But in my opinion, humble professional opinion, it's cheaper than preventing. It's safer. It's cheaper than treating. It's cheaper than having to have your pet go through all of that and that expense and mental stress on you. Just keep your dog on heart prevention. 100% preventable. Peace out, guys. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. I respond to every single comment. No comment goes by the wayside. So please drop a like. Tell me who you are, tell me your situation, tell me what's going on with your pet, and let me know if your dog is on heartworm prevention or not, because we know you're responsible dog owners. So peace.